Okay, guys. I think I got this thing right. I think I got this right now. I better have this right now. Okay, right here. Okay. All right. Now I need to check my phone here to see if you guys can hear me because this thing does not want me to record. So just bear with me 1 second here and let me just check my phone to see if I am being aired live. Let's see here now. This is crazy. I'm gonna take that off. Okay, so let's go here. Let's go there. I just want to see if we're live. Okay. If we're live. Okay. I'm gonna turn this down here. All right. So guys, I just need to know if you can hear me. All right. So just confirm. I'm looking at the thread here. Hi, Minister. I clicked this video so fast. Okay, I'm here. Okay, now can you hear me? I just need to know if you can hear me. Morning, saying good morning. Yes, sir. Beautiful. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, great. Great. I'm happy that you can hear me. Okay, as you can see, I'm alive and well. My family and I, we have been protected by the grace of God. By the grace of God. And I'm saying that to you because where that flood came, it was at the rear of our home where it stopped. And the homes that were at the rear of our home, they were flooded. Can you imagine that? And when I said flooded, they experienced like 20 to 25 feet of surge, seawall, literally crushing their homes. So where we reside, it was almost as if there was an invisible dome around our home that protected us. So that was nothing short of the grace of God. Uh, Listen, it was a time. It was a time, but I was confident though. I was confident we were going to be okay. My wife was kind of worried. I anointed the doors, I anointed the home, I prayed, and believe it or not, I went to sleep afterwards. She didn't, but I did, you know. So I was quite confident that God would protect his investment. So for that reason, I was completely convinced that we were going to be okay. All right. Now, we haven't suffered any losses at all. Our home is intact. Our vehicles are intact. Nothing. We didn't lose anything. Now, we're like the 5% on the island that has happened too. Now, a lot of people have been reaching out to me, and a lot of you had sent donation. And I told you we don't need anything. And many of you asked, what donations do we need at this time? And I said to you, like I will say again, personally, my wife and I, we need nothing at all. We're good. We don't have electricity, which is most of the island. Now, hopefully that should be on about at least a week or so. We now have running water, thank God. But what we're doing is the funds that are coming to us through my PayPal account, there are families who aren't able to get to the place where they're distributing food and so on. And even when they get there, they have to tow long lines, come back the next day, or so on and so forth. So what Deidre and I had uh, done so far was to go through the communities, find families, large families, 5 family members, and we actually take them to the shop and tell them, hey, pick up what you need. Pick up what you need. Do not worry about the bill. We'll take care of the bill. So that's what we've been doing. And what that has been doing is causing that particular family not having to go in the hot sun, stand up on the lines to get water and food and all of this stuff. So they're able to buy canned goods. We're able to get the portable stoves for them with the 2 burners and so on. And on Saturday, was it Saturday? Saturday or Friday, my wife took a family. I don't go. And the reason why I don't go, because as soon as they see Kevin, they're going to talk Kevin to death. So I said, oh, okay. I tell them, take the trolley, go, put whatever they need in there, and you just deal with it at the counter. But there was a family that she was telling me about. I mean, that really a mother who broke down in tears because she was praying, wondering how she's going to feed her family, how she doesn't have a car, so getting to She didn't lose her home, but she doesn't have anything in the home or anything to cook on or what have you. So when we showed up and told her what we were doing, and again, DG took her to the wholesale food store, whatever, for to get what she needed. She was just so overwhelmed by it. I'm telling you this because I want to thank all of you that have sent money through the PayPal thing, and it has been a blessing to many families. Like I say, it's not for us. We do not need it. I refuse to come online and tell you we do. We do not need it. We didn't lose any clothing. We didn't lose our vehicles. We didn't lose anything. The only thing that we do not have at this point is electricity. That is it. That is it. Okay, I tell you, many of my religious partners reached out to me. Now, many of them also said to me, well, Kevin, we want to send clothes, we want to send so on. And right now, our airports are down. The only thing that we have moving is the domestic flights, as far as my knowledge I'm aware of. Because most of you know that I'm traveling to Houston towards the weekend to do a conference up there. But we have to take our flight from Freeport to Nassau, which is the capital of the Bahamas, and then take our Houston flight from there, because there are no international flights flying out of Grand Bahama at this time, and we don't know when it will resume again. So of course our ticket reservations had to be changed to accommodate those changes. All right, again, I want to thank you so much, all of you that has contributed tremendously, and trust me, your funds are going a far way, because there are many families that are being blessed by it. Many families who do not have to stand on a line for miles for food, only to return the next day to go through the same process again. We're able to take them to the local wholesaler food stores and tell them, shop, get what they need. Get what you need for you and your family, and we'll take care of the bill. And I thank God that you guys have put us in a position to do that, to be our brother's keeper in such a time as this. Right now, stuff like ice and water is a commodity. All right, that's not a luxury anymore. Okay, this is stuff that people need. And to me, to be totally honest with you, man, it is such a heart-wrenching feeling, because even though the Bahamas is getting a lot of help, but that's not trickling down the way that it should. And I'm not blaming anybody for that. I don't know where the ball has been dropped, but I guess they need to come into the communities more and do more deliveries, as opposed to having people come to stand up on a line. And I think they are kind of doing that, and some of them, they're getting the message that not everybody is getting what they need. Nevertheless, God has put this ministry in place, and as He leads us to different families, we would do exactly what I told you. For those of you who do not know my PayPal, on every video that I have done, if you look right below the video, I have my information, my address, my blog site, my website, and also the PayPal address. Just click on the link and it will take you straight there. And once you've made the contribution, it will notify me. All right, I always send a thank you note at least no more than a day or two to confirm to you that I received it. Once I'm back on the air, I don't know when I'm going to be back on the air right now, because they don't have electricity as yet, and I don't know if they suffered any electronical damages, so I'll have to confirm with them today when I'm going to be back on. But once I'm back on, we're going to give an account of not the names, but the families and the amount that has been spent thus far with your donations, just to give an account of what we're doing, to be accountable to you guys. But I praise God for you, man. I really, really praise God for you and what you're doing. Everyone that has helped with us here in the Bahamas. It reminds me of the scripture that I'm always quoting in Psalms 41 verses 1 to 3, that says, "Blessed is he that considers the poor, for the Lord will help him in his time of trouble. The Lord will preserve him and keep him alive, and not turn him over to the will of his enemies. And the Lord will help him during this time of sickness," the King James Version says, "in his bed of language." So your donation to others, again, I want to make this clear, my wife and I, we have suffered absolutely no losses. None, zero, nada, zilch. Okay? So whatever God lays on your heart to donate, it's going to be invested in the lives of others, not us. We don't need it. We don't. We don't need a generator. We don't need water. We don't need all of those things. And I stocked up pretty well even before the hurricane, after I saw how ferocious it was based on the reports from the meteorologists. A lot of people weren't as fortunate. I've had friends right now who I'm asking to write out a list as to what all that they need in terms of clothing and everything, because I have some other partners, when this kind of calm down all of this stuff that's going on, because it's very chaotic now, who can send to them, because they have absolutely nothing. I have friends whose home, when the actual ocean, when that wave came in, because it was like about 25 to 30 feet of sea wall, okay, that came in on the northern side of the island. So when that hurricane sat on my island, Grand Bahama, Freeport, and it sat here for a total of almost 40 hours. So that thing was literally ripping everything in its path. I mean, I have friends whose home has been literally crushed. Their roofs are like about 2-3 blocks up the street, and all of the actual stone building is literally rubble. All right. So they have absolutely nothing. I had a friend of mine that was literally crying while he was telling me the story. So again, we are really blessed. 2 days after the storm, I rode at the Rev where we live, and I'm telling you, where that water came up, the watermark, because it knocked down all the pine trees and brought all of the debris with it. And it was literally, if I had to give you a measurement, that thing was literally about, I'd say about 100, no, I'd say about 300 to 500 feet away from our home. So like I said, I'm going to be honest with you, our home, it was almost as if there was an invisible dome around our home that prevented, while everybody else was suffering some kind of flooding or something of that sort, we had absolutely nothing. And I know it's the prayers of the righteous. I know you guys been praying. I know you've been very concerned. And right after the storm, I did a short video on Facebook, but I'd also put an update on my community page on YouTube. Some of you may not know what that is, but my community page on YouTube, you look right under my stuff and you look for community and you click on it, and I put a lot of articles and stuff that are inspirational stuff, but I did update you guys as to where you were. All right, so I just wanted to stop by and give an update. A lot of the businesses have been destroyed. Most of the businesses on the island are entrepreneurial business, so a lot of people have lost their lives on the eastern end of the island, which basically doesn't exist anymore. All of the homes, the service stations, cars are literally lined in the ocean. And I'm sure most of you that saw the international CNN and so on news report, you would have seen they gave the actual footage and so on of those things. So everyone that is alive, this is what I'm trying to get at, everyone that is alive ought to be grateful, because our island is extremely flat. And to be totally honest with you, based on that Category 5 storm, which the winds were like 185 miles per hour and gusts up to 225 miles per hour. So it is a miracle that anyone is alive. Anyone. I mean, I've seen cars crush as if someone put it in their hands and crushed it. You know? And it's really a wake-up call, man. It's really, really a wake-up call. And again, I thank God that everyone is alive. That is alive. I praise God for that. Clearly, there's purpose for all of us. And I thank God for your prayers. Listen, we needed it. Thank God for your prayers, because, I mean, I'm sure all of this is going to change in terms of the devastation, but the lives that were lost can never be regained. So I want you to also pray for those families. And again, I send my condolences out for them because there are a lot of young people. Most of them are young people. Most of them. Now, the island that is closest to us, which is Abaco, which had the first impact, they suffered tremendous losses. And I think it's confirmed 50 people are dead, but we are fully aware that it's far more than that, and that count could exceed probably even 300-400, maybe even more. So we're still waiting on the official count. I guess the government is ensuring that everything has been identified in terms of the deceased and so on before they make the official figures public. All right, but continue to pray for my country, Bahamas, particularly Abaco and Freeport, Grand Bahama, where I reside. It's a long road ahead, but by the grace of God, I'm sure that we're going to rebuild and we're going to come forward. And my greatest concern in all of this is that we, the people of the Bahamas, as well as the world, even though it didn't happen to you, do not see this as something trivial. You know, I've been listening to a lot of preachers speaking more on how God is going to bring the blessings after this and how things are going to be better. And it's almost as if they're missing the reason as to why this has happened. And God is basically speaking to the Bahamas to get your act together. All right? Get your act together. As far as the prosperity and the good things happening afterwards, that's the inevitable. All right? Nothing lasts forever. So if this is bad now, this don't go on forever. Good must come from this, no matter how you look at it. But we shouldn't be focusing on that. We should see this as the wrath of God being executed on a nation, clearly because they're violating the order of God. All right? That isn't getting deep. That isn't giving negative prophecies. That isn't none of that. It is what it is. And I think that's how I look at it. So for me, what it has done for me is just fortify my messages even more in pushing what I've been doing all along. That people come into the revelation, the spiritual revelation and implication of what has happened and what is coming if people do not heed to what has happened. Many people came to me asking me questions about it. You know, Kevin, how come God would allow these young families to die? A couple just got married. A couple got married a couple months ago at their church. The couple died in the storm. Now they're being buried Saturday coming, I believe. So the very church they got married in a couple months ago now they're being interred on our Saturday coming. So there are a lot of tragic stories, a lot of heart-wrenching stories. There's a lady friend of mine, she lost her husband and her 3 kids. She watched this as the high waves and tides came in, and listen, I'm just thinking the horror that they would have went through leading up to their demise. You're literally watching this water 20 to 30 feet over your home. Underneath you is your home, is your city street, is your life. And to watch those oceans literally snatch those people off those communities and pull them into the water. And some of them they cannot even find. So when I play this back in my mind, I mean, yeah, we think about the hurricane keep killing these people, and then we don't go into the details of it. But when you put your mind into detailed gear, I mean, knowing you're going to die in such a horrific way by this roaring storm that you have absolutely no control over. I mean, the only thing you could do if you know him is to scream and call on God. So again, I send my condolences out to those families, and I truly pray for them. All I can say is that we should not put this behind us and just move on as if nothing has happened. But I think every preacher in the Bahamas, especially in Abaco and Grand Bahama, where I live, should be on a campaign, not scaring people into salvation, but pointing out to them the significance of always being ready and right to meet your Maker, because you never know what catastrophe, what could happen, and you have not made your election sure, because that's the only thing that's going to matter at that point. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here, because I'm going to end this and then come right back on, because I want to do a quick teaching. I had it posted on my trying to get on early on false prophets, and I just want to do a brief teaching on that, but I don't want it to be connected to this video. I just want you to know that I was okay, my family's okay, the island has a long way road ahead. Also, that you guys know that I'm going to be in Houston, Texas on the you can check on my Facebook page, or also on my YouTube with Dr. Alexis. We're going to have a marvelous time there. Speaking on Friday and Saturday night, and most people have already informed me that they've bought their tickets. Some thought that I wasn't coming because of the hurricane, but I want to dispel that is not so. I will be there. In fact, I will be leaving the island here on Wednesday ahead of time, so that there will be no delays or whatever. I will be there, and we're gonna have an awesome time. The revelation about dreams and so on is gonna be awesome. God is going to speak to Houston, and He is going to declare His word as it relates to so many people during this time who are being inundated with dreams and visions and spiritual occurrences that's going on that they don't want to talk to anybody about, because people are going to label them as lonely, not knowing that they're carrying pieces of spiritual intelligence, of things that are already set in place spiritually, and God is now revealing it to them. Remember what the scripture says in Amos, I think 3:7, where God says that He will not allow anything to occur or take place in this earth unless He revealed the secret unto His servants. And then He said who the servants were. He said they would be His prophets. So just like this storm that has passed, there are many prophets that prophesied about this. I know of one lady in particular. I mentioned her on my video that I made right after the storm that I didn't post on YouTube. It said because I didn't have of course, electricity. So right now I'm using my portable internet with my iPad Pro here, and I praise God. I tried to simultaneously simulcast, but that wasn't working. But I will be posting that particular video. Okay, so again, for those of you that want to assist us in assisting other families on here, you can send any contributions or donations to my PayPal account. My PayPal account is on every video that I've done. Many people have asked me to donate. Once you go to the videos, you look at the very bottom. I have my information, my post office box, my blog site, my PayPal. So you just click on the link to PayPal, and then it will just guide you through there. For all of you that have made contributions, I thank God for you. I'm sure the families that are being assisted by those contributions, they are more than overwhelmed by your generosity. And of course, when I get on my radio show, I will be more vocal and accountable for what we have done. Of course, I won't call the family names, but just give a tally of the families that has been helped. You have been awesome, and I thank God. Continue to pray for us. So I'm going to end this right now, because I'm going to come back in the next 5 minutes to do a teaching. All right, so God bless you. Thank you for your time, and I just feel that I had to update you. Thank you very much.